Top 10 Conspiracy Theories That Turned Out to Be True. Part 1. The US government actually made a plan to stage terrorist attacks on its own citizens just to start a war. That sounds insane, but in 1962, this was a real plan sitting on the president's desk. The difference between a crazy theory and a proven fact is almost nothing. Today, we're exposing the first 5 of 10 wild conspiracy theory was proven to be 100% true. We've all heard them, these insane stories about secret groups running the world from the shadows. People call them conspiracy theories and say you're crazy for believing them. But sometimes, the craziest stories are the ones that turn out to be real. Sometimes the truth is way more terrifying than fiction. From secret government experiments to deadly corporate lies, we're counting down the stories everyone laughed at, right before they were proven true by actual documents and investigations. We're not talking about aliens. We're talking about proven facts that changed the world. It's time to question everything as we count down the top 10 conspiracy theories that are shockingly true. Section 1. Operation Northwoods, the false flag war plan. Kicking off our list at number 10 is a plan so evil, it's literally something a supervillain would do. Operation Northwoods. In 1962, the US military drafted a top-secret plan to invade Cuba. And their plan wasn't to wait for an attack, it was to attack ourselves. This proposal, Operation Northwoods, was a plan for the government to commit acts of terrorism in American cities and then blame it all on Cuba. The document listed insane false flag ideas, like starting a terror campaign in Miami, sinking a boat of Cuban refugees, and even blowing up a US ship and blaming Cuba. One of the craziest parts involved swapping a real passenger plane with a drone. The drone would be blown up over Cuba, and the whole world would get angry at Fidel Castro. This wasn't just a random idea. The Joint Chiefs of Staff all signed it and sent it to the Secretary of Defense. Luckily, President John F. Kennedy said no, and the plan was buried for decades. The documents were finally declassified in 1997, and the world learned just how close we came. Operation Northwoods proves that the craziest theories are sometimes already written down in government memos. Section 2. COINTELPRO, the FBI's war on dissent. At number 9, we expose a secret war the FBI fought against its own citizens. This was COINTELPRO, and it ran from 1956 to 1971. For years, activists said the government was illegally targeting them, but everyone just called them paranoid. Then, in 1971, activists broke into an FBI office, stole documents and leaked them, exposing everything. COINTELPRO was a secret and illegal project to spy on, discredit, and destroy political groups in America. It started with the Communist Party but grew to include people like Martin Luther King Jr., the Black Panther Party, and anyone protesting the Vietnam War. The FBI's tactics were insane. They faked documents, planted spies to cause violence, and used psychological warfare to tear movements apart. They did illegal break-ins and sent anonymous letters, including one sent to Martin Luther King Jr., telling him to commit suicide. The FBI's actions are even believed to have led to the death of Black Panther leader Fred Hampton, who was killed in a raid. The 1971 leak and the huge investigation that followed finally proved the activists were right all along. The program was officially shut down, but it's a crazy example of how far the government was willing to go. Section 3. The Naira Testimony, the lie that started a war. Coming in at number 8 is proof of how one lie can literally start a war. In 1990, a 15-year-old girl named Naira testified before Congress. Crying, she claimed she saw Iraqi soldiers taking babies out of hospital incubators and leaving them on the floor to die. Her story went viral. President George H.W. Bush used it over and over to get everyone to support a war, and senators used it to justify their votes. This one story helped convince America to go to war in the Gulf, but it was a complete lie. After the war, reporters discovered the truth. Nayirah wasn't just some random girl. She was the daughter of the Kuwaiti ambassador to the US. Her entire testimony was created by a massive American PR firm that the Kuwaiti government hired to sell the war. Investigations found zero evidence the incubator story ever happened. It was pure propaganda. By the time the truth came out, the war was already over. Section 4. Operation Mockingbird, the CIA's media machine. At number 7, we get into media manipulation. For years, people whispered that the CIA was secretly using journalists to spread propaganda. Everyone dismissed it as a conspiracy theory, but then Congress investigated and confirmed it was real. These activities are now known as Operation Mockingbird. Starting in the 1950s, the CIA literally started recruiting journalists. The agency built relationships with huge reporters and editors so it could plant stories to support its goals and control what people thought. The full extent of this was exposed by the Church Committee in 1975. The investigation revealed the CIA had journalists on its payroll and used the media to spread fake news. This completely blurred the line between real news and government propaganda. While Operation Mockingbird wasn't one official program name, the investigation confirmed the conspiracy. The CIA had taken over parts of the news media. It proves that what you read isn't always the truth. Section 5. The Catholic Church Child Abuse Cover-Up. Number 6 isn't a government plot, but a massive conspiracy of silence that protected criminals across the entire world for decades. For years, people who said that Catholic priests were abusing children were told it was just a few isolated cases. The truth was a giant evil cover-up. The conspiracy wasn't just the abuse, but the unbelievable effort by church leaders to hide it. Victims were silenced, and priests who were accused were just moved to a new town where they could find new victims. The only goal was to protect the church's reputation. The whole thing was blown wide open by investigative journalists and insane grand jury reports. For example, a 2018 Pennsylvania grand jury report found credible claims against over 300 predator priests and proved church leaders helped cover up the abuse of over 1,000 children just in that state. Similar investigations in other countries found the exact same pattern. These reports, using the church's own secret files, confirmed that the theory of a massive cover-up was no longer a theory at all. These stories are insane because they are 100% real, documented facts that were hidden from you. If you believe we need to expose these truths, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell. We are going to keep digging into this stuff, because knowing what happened is the only way to protect our future. You're not going to want to miss part 2 of this list, because it gets even more shocking from here.